Futures trading involves risk and is not suitable for all investors. Content provided in this segment is meant for educational purposes and is not a solicitation to buy or sell commodities.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Tech Talk. I am Cody. He is Andy. Today is the 10th of August, 2023, about 3:20 Central Time in the afternoon. Andy, how are you?
You know what, Cody? I'm doing phenomenal.
It's good to
now
hear.
that I'm here with you, talking about charts, getting yelled at by Paige. It's going great. Everything's going great.
Everything is back in order. You said you're going for ice cream after this.
Going for ice cream. It's G-Unit's birthday.
Happy birthday, G-Unit. Happy birthday.
There you go. He's sick. You need 2 hands to count how old he is. 6. I did that right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Yep, 6. Got it
Time
right.
flies.
Time does fly.
Time flies, man.
Do you eat ice cream, by the way? We learned last week that you eat corn, but you have no way to actually make said.
I do. Probably chocolate chip.
Straight up chocolate chip.
Straight up chocolate chip ice cream. You? What about you?
You know what? I waffle a lot. I like the Reese's peanut, the Reese's chunks in there, the peanut, chocolate, peanut butter. I'm a big peanut butter fan. So,
well,
I don't know. We'll see. We're gonna go get an ice cream.
I was gonna say, it sounds like after the show you have a big decision to make.
I do have a big decision to make.
Just don't wait until you're the first person. When you're directly in front of the window. I don't like those people. Make the decision while you're in line and stick to your decision. Don't get up to I don't know what I'm gonna. No, you have time. Make the decision on the way. Don't be that person, please.
I'm not going to be that person.
All right,
I swear. I'm going to be pacing up and down the ice cream aisle or whatever it is.
Biggest
with the
pet
window.
peeve in my life. I can't stand it.
That's it. The one pet peeve in Cody's life: people that don't order or wait to think about what they want to order. Is that just an ice cream, or is that anything?
Anything, anywhere you go, you know what you want, order it. And if you don't, and you get nervous, order the first thing that you see. Who cares? Take it, get out of the way. People are waiting. Can't take it. Anyway,
on that note,
before I get too angry, what do we got today?
We got a couple. We got a few charts packed in here. We got some activity here as of late. This is spot cheese. Man, this thing just flew, just took off.
Yeah.
I mean, we just ripped. And now we're starting to kind of run out of gas a little bit, right?
Seems like it.
So I don't know. I mean, this one, you look at the way the futures are trading, and it certainly doesn't seem to cheese was technically higher today. What? Not by much. It was a quarter in each, I think. Yeah, quarter in each. Futures were, I think you can make the argument a little bit discount going into the day. If you want to add in a little bit of premiums, call it parity, I guess. But sold off before cash. Didn't go back down to the lows. But definitely, higher cash didn't seem to stimulate any sort of material buy-in out of the futures market that pump things back up. So I don't know. It's interesting. The futures are acting the way they are around at this price point in cash. So, I think what's interesting here is if you get this is shaping up to be a potential inside day. If we open lower below last week's low, so this is a weekly.
Mm-hmm.
So this low is 186 ish. So if we settle here and then let's say tomorrow, and then open next week anything but call it 2 1/4, 2.5 cents lower, that would be an inside day down. It's on a weekly basis, but the bars would be inside day down.
Yeah.
And that would kind of put this gap in jeopardy of being filled. So I think, the close here this week, if we stay within the range of this candle and then we open lower next week, then I think it's a quick trip to fill this gap. And futures, like I said, have been, seem like they are pretty content on building in a discount, which would mean, or at least anticipating that lower spot.
Well, kind of like you said, especially the price movement that we saw before spot and then directly after spot, we caught a little bit of a bid there, but not enough to really write home about, right?
So if you do that to that low, the first what is this? The first retracement.
Mm-hmm.
This is 50% is 62. What is this? A third is at 69. Let's call it 170. Easy math. A third of this would basically be filling this gap.
Yeah,
more or less. So, I think it's certainly possible. Like I said, futures are certainly acting that way. I think that's something to be really mindful of. And speaking of futures acting that way, it's your September. What do you want to do here? Sep starts pricing next week, doesn't it?
It does. I think we actually talked about this last time we were on here. We filled the gap at 117.15-ish type number, bounced off there.
There it is right there.
And now seems to be running out of gas a little bit.
Yeah. No, I think we caught up about this internally too. We had it was shaping up to have a nice potential bull flag, right? So and maybe still plays out. But this would be quote the flagpole. And if you break out of, and then it starts to chop lower, but if it breaks out of that, you basically just take the measurement here.
Yeah.
Right. It just measure the distance of the flagpole from where it breaks out from. And so it tried to break out. What was this? This is Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, right there.
Yep.
And then promptly came back down. I mean, it's a failure there. So this is kind of, again, we were just talking about how futures were starting to kind of anticipate a potential break in cash. I think that if to be something to be really just, I guess, mindful of is, to your point, that gap, it was acting as support. If you break through that price, which is, I think we had it here. So 17, just call it, if we trade below $17, I think it's, you get a technical, just a quick trip back to 16.5.
Now,
the cash has to break. Like I said, it starts pricing next week.
Right. Well, that was going to kind of lead up to my next question. You and I were talking about this earlier, but if we keep breaking down to, let's just call it 1720, 1725, we're still within that flag formation there. Can we still take off? Because would it truly be a failure until we broke below, call it 1725, 1713, where you have that line drawn? That is when you would consider that a complete failure of a bull flag, correct?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely like a warning sign here, right? It tried to break out and failed, right? And so that's a big warning sign. But yeah, to your point, it goes and tests this what was support and this gap, and if it breaks through that, then it's a quick trip to 16.5 potentially, which would be consistent too. If we go back to the cheese chart real fast, it'd be consistent with filling that gap,
right? Yep.
So yeah, I think it's something you got to be really careful of. Flip side is what's it going to take to get that flag formation to really turn around? It's again, we start pricing next week.
Right.
We got to get a closer for 192 and just keep going.
Yeah,
it's possible, but again, I think it's just interesting the way the futures are acting. Like today, cash is up, futures just not buying into it at all. So last but not least, we talked about this. I don't think I touched anything.
No,
here, by the way.
I got the same thing drawn in mind. We haven't touched
a thing, not a thing. We did talk about Nov Butter. We did talk about it last time.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's going to do or die time. It looks like it's trying to make an M. If it breaks through here, I'd still think it's a quick trip back down to this 250 area. And you have some of these secondary indicators like here, trying to get through. It got into overbought, and it's failing to get back into the overbought territory, right? And so that's a sign of weakness. We had this up down here in the momentum, and you're not getting any sort of attempt to go back to the price, or this level here. So the secondary stuff is the secondary indicators are definitely telling you that, this weakness could potentially persist. And since we're basically up against the highs here, it looks like it wants to make an M.
I was going to ask you either M or Elliott wave theory, but the more that you kind of spell out the M, the more that it kind of actually does take that.
And state. I think if it was going to be like what you said, let's say second wave, anything's possible. But I think these, the momentum piece, I think this would have been lower. And I think you'd see this back towards this high right here.
Okay.
Right. It got into overbought. It got overbought here. Right. I guess the pace of that rally would have been less or not as, this is almost parabolic. Right. It would have been I don't know how to explain it other than the rate of change would have been less. Okay. So I think it was too steep. We'll see. But to me, the secondary pieces are the ones that I think are the biggest tells. Overbought and is failing to get back over that. That's a sign of weakness.
Well, it sounds like tomorrow, Friday, end of the week, is going to be a big day for a lot of our charts that we looked at today.
Oh, yeah. Big WASD report, right?
Big WASD for grains.
There you go. So, and with the butter, too, real fast. You're wrong. Let's say you're trying to sell something here. It's because it's so close to its previous high, and again, you've got some indicators that are pointing lower. You've got a pretty clear, risk reward, right? If it trades 267, you're wrong. It's probably worth just getting out, taking the loss. But if we roll over, there's 15-ish, 12, 15 cents worth of potential downside here. So there's a nice risk reward kind of ratio there for getting short of this price, or at least taking a shot at it. So we shall see. I don't know. You keep buttering up your corn the way you do. There might not be any butter left.
'Tis the time of the year. You got ice cream to go buy. So.
I know. We're gonna get ice cream, and I'll. You know what? I'm gonna look at the menu before I even go.
I just don't want to keep you from your ice cream. That's all. It sounds very exciting.
I'm just gonna keep anybody from their ice cream. I'm just saying, my intention is to look at the menu before I go.
I and everybody else in line would appreciate that.
I mean, maybe there's like a business opportunity for you there, like create an app or something that allows you to like, oh, where are you going to go? Well, let's make sure you don't hold up the line. I don't know. Maybe that's the name of
But
the app.
if you
Make sure
can
you
see,
don't
like
hold
when
the
you
line.
walk in and you see I don't even know what it's called, the marquee behind you, and it has all the flavors on there, no matter where you are, pick, right? You're in line chatting, you're on your cell phone, petting the dog, whatever you're doing, look up there, right? Don't get to the front of the line and be like, oh, I don't know what I want. You do know what you want. Order it.
Well, I don't know what I want, man.
Right? Maybe I'm just an impatient person. I don't know. Could very well be. All right. Well, with that, shout out to your son on the 6th birthday. Everybody, we appreciate you watching, tuning in. Everybody, we're going to be on a hiatus on Tech Talk for 2 weeks, end of August.
We'll see you when we see you.
We'll see you when we see you. Everybody have a great weekend, great few weeks. Enjoy the ice cream, my friend.
Yeah, I will. Thank you.
All right. At Ever.Ag, we partner with every corner of the agriculture industry, from dairy to livestock, crops, and agribusiness, to deliver intelligent supply chain and risk management solutions. We are Ever.Ag, everything agriculture. Learn more at www.ever.ag/everything.